Hi guys, today we're going to solve simple trigonometric equations. You remember equations? That is about maths. What is maths is about, and that is where we solve real life problems. We're going to start off with very easy, simple ones. Once you got the concept, you will see that it's actually very easy. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to solve very simple trig equations. Let's get the first one. Now, you agree with me, theta is the unknown here. And you know from since grade 8 or maybe even previously, if you want to solve an equation, you need to get the unknown all by its own. So that is why they moved this to the right-hand side, and that's why it became plus 4.123. We actually added it on both sides. You just shortcut say, I move it to the other side and it becomes a plus. Now I need to get rid of the tan word. I need to solve theta. I cannot click that 4.123 into my calculator straight away, because remember, my calculator says degrees. I'm not going to give him degrees. I'm going to do a reverse problem, and that's why I need to say shift tan. So I click my shift tan, and then it forms a bracket automatically, and I put in the 4.123, close my bracket, and if I do that, I get the answer of 76.37 degrees. Remember, we round off to 2 decimals, and once you click your calculator, it gives you automatically the answer in degrees, because when you click that shift or that tan to the -1, you are telling your calculator, I'm giving you a value now, you must give me a degree, because trigonometry is about values and degrees. Good. Let's do this example. There's a 2 in my way. I do not want that 2. So I divide by the 2. I divide by 2 on both sides. And then I just have my cos theta is equal to 0.562. You know what I'm going to do? You actually don't even have to do that. The less you use your calculator, the better. So I'm going to leave it 1.124 over 2. You can work it out, but I'm going to show you just now why I'm not going to do that. 4 over 2. If you do not work it, or if you do work it out and you make a silly mistake, even by writing it down, your answer could be wrong. If you just leave it like that, and you know I've got a value now on the right-hand side, 1.124, and I want to now change it into a degree, because my unknown is that theta there. That is my unknown. The way to get rid of your cos word is to click shift cos. To tell your calculator, I actually need to work with, I'm not giving you degrees now, I'm giving you a value. So you click shift cos, and then if it gives you the bracket, in the bracket, you can put the little fraction button. Remember, that little fraction button is the little block over the little block. And in that block, you fill in now on the top 1.124. Then you go to the bottom with your scroller and you click in 2. Just always remember to go to the right-hand side to clear off your fraction. And if you go to the right-hand side, you make your bracket and you press the equal sign. And that will give me theta is equal to 55,81 degrees. Do remember to put the degree sign there, because I'm working out theta. They gave me a value. That's why I can now find an angle. All right, I'm going to take off these answers so that you can go home or do it on your own whenever you are all on your own without anybody bothering you. So if you're sitting with a friend or whatever, best way to do maths and to practice is to do it all on your own when you're alone. Good, there's the answer. Now this one is a little bit more complicated. There's a very good reason for. If you look at this one, there's a 2 in front of the angle. Now I've got a little rule, and I'll write it on your proper menu slide. You may never ever touch the stuff, whatever it is, after a sine, cos or tan word, unless the trig word is gone. So that 2 theta is going to stay 2 theta right to the very end. Only when the cos word is gone, then I can deal with that theta. So my rule is, don't ever touch the stuff after a trig word, unless the trig word is gone. So we're going to now try to get rid of our trig word. How do we do that? We click shift cos, because remember, I'm giving them a value now, and then I'm going to press 435, close your bracket, equals. And that gives me 64,22 degrees. But I don't want 2 theta, I only want theta. And now it's very easy to say, now I'm going to divide by 2, so it's 32,11 degrees. Good. Also, if you want to be very accurate, you will not round off there. You will leave the non-rounded off answer, and you'll divide that by 2, and then you'll only round off your final answer to that one. Most of the times it doesn't matter. Sometimes it gives a difference of 1 or so, which is not the end of the world. But if you want to be accurate, you don't round off inside the sum ever. You round off your final last answer. So let's take off this so you can go and redo it. And then on the next page, you will see the answer. There it is. You see, they did not round it off yet there. They only left. And how many digits do you need to leave? At least 4. If you leave 4 digits in a problem and you then do the rest of the sum, the rounding off will be correct in the end. Now I'm going to write that sentence here. Don't touch. Don't ever touch the angle after the trig word. And I mean there. So what must I do? Get rid of trig word. And you know how to get rid of a trig word? You click Shift Tan or Shift Cos, whatever it is. So this is very important. One of the very, very common mistakes pupils make, especially in matric, when this is now 2 years ago that they did this, and they forget that you may not touch the angle ever. Good. Next example. Now there's a few complicated things. There's a half we don't want, and actually in the end there's a 2 we don't want. But what did we learn just now? You do not touch that angle after the tan word. But I can get rid of the quarter. How does one get rid of a fraction? You multiply with the inverse fraction. Or you just say, oh, a half. You just say there's a divide by 2. So if you times both sides by 2, you get 6 there. There's your angle that you may not touch. I need to get rid of my tan word. So I click Shift Tan and I press the value 6. Close the bracket, equals, and I get 2x is equal to 80.5376. In fact, I'm going to leave the whole big fat thing on my calculator. You can make dots there, or you can just leave it like that, because now to get rid of the 2, you divide both sides by 2. So I prefer to take my whole long digit that I've got on my calculator and just say divide by 2, and that will equal to 40,27. So I'm now very sure that my rounded off answer is as accurate as possible. Good. And you do know why I divided by 2? I took both sides and divided by 2 because I needed to get rid of that 2, which I couldn't touch in the very beginning because it was after a trig word. Good. Now you're going to do it on your own. And then you're going to check the answer here. Nice. Nothing wrong with that answer. Good. Now this one again is also one where pupils make a big mistake. It's a common mistake. Every year when we mark matric papers, we write down these common mistakes. This is one of the biggest common mistakes. This x plus 10, it seems so logical and so nice to just take the 10 over and subtract it from the 0.678. But there's a trig word in the front, so you may not touch this whole angle unless you got rid of the sign word. And how does one get rid of the sign word? You click Shift Sign. And what is the value that you press in there? 678, close your bracket, equals, it gives me 42,69. Now I'm going to round off. Why do you think I'm going to round off now and I'm not done with my sum? To get rid of the 10, I need to subtract 10. 24,69 minus 10. Remember, this is degrees. And because it's got nothing to do with the comma afterwards, I can just say that gives me 32 0.69 degrees. Good. And that's that. Not difficult at all. So just again remember, do not touch the angle after the trig word. Once you got your trig word, got rid of your trig word, you can get rid of that figure, whatever it is, a multiply thing, a plus thing, you can get rid of that and you can make sure your answer is correct. Good, so you're going to try this on your own. There is the proper answer. So if you want to check afterwards, and we're going to do some more of these examples, a little bit more complicated, but for now, that's that. And if you understood up to now, you know what trig is about. So go redo these others and make sure that you can do everyone on a clean sheet of paper, check your answers with the memo, and I'll see you next time. Good luck.